Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Radhika Vats. I am Assistant Professor of Communication Skills, IIMT College of Polytechnic. And today I am here to talk about a very interesting topic in English grammar, that is subject-verb agreement. So when we are going to talk about this topic, subject-verb agreement, you will find that it is the base of, like, we have a blueprint of everything. Like that only in English grammar, we have a topic that is subject verb agreement, that is actually the blueprint of English grammar. Or if I say, whenever you are going to learn English, whenever you want to become fluent in this English, you need to make state sentences, and sentences are formed. How are they formed? They are formed on the basis of this agreement only, that we call subject verb agreement, right? So before we move further, let's try to understand that what is subject first, right? So whenever you have seen any sentence, you will see that in that sentence there will be a subject. Now you have already heard this term. You have different subjects in your coursework also, right? So what does subject stand for? Subject stands for the thing we talk about. Basically, it is a noun, or I can say it is a person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about, right? And it is always a noun, always. And we can also say that all subjects are noun. It cannot be a verb, it cannot be a adverb, it will be a noun only. And one of the most important thing about a noun, subject, is that it is the doer in a sentence. So the whole sentence always roam around a subject only, right? Either we talk about it, either we talk about its quality, either we talk about what the subject is doing, that means what kind of action it is doing. So here we need to focus on this word doer. In Hindi we say it karta. So in if I say in Hindi, तो किसी भी वाक्य में जब भी कोई भी करता हो, karta means that the person, the thing is doing the action, that is called a subject. I hope you understand this much. Now if I come to the examples, see the examples in front of you. The first example you will see is he eats fruits daily, right? So what is the action here? What is he doing? This is the sentence. And what is the action that is happening? The action that is happening here is eating, right? And the main doer of the action, who is doing the action? He is doing the action. So he becomes the subject here. In second sentence, look here, Ram and Sham play football. Now, Ram and Sham play football. Again, I will ask the same question. What is the main action that is happening here? That is play, right? And who is doing that action? Who is playing football basically? So here, not only Ram but also Sham is doing the also playing the football. So here we do not have only one subject. We have actually we have two subjects, right? So it is not necessary in any case that only one person or one thing will be subject in a sentence. It is possible that there can be more than one subject in a sentence. I hope you understand this thing, that what is subject. I am repeating once more. It is the person, place, thing, or the idea that the sentence is about. And one of the most important thing is that it is the doer in a sentence. Now I will come to the next part, that is verb. We use three terms here: subject, verb, and agreement. So we listen to the part that what is subject. Now I will come to the next part, that what is verb. We all know that whenever we do any action, so that action word is called verb. Like eating, sleeping. Right now I am talking, you are listening to me, right? So anything that is the action is happening, that word is called verb. So I hope we understood this word subject as well as verb. So subject is basically the person who is doing the action, and verb is the action. Now there will be an agreement between both of them. whenever we have to make a building, we know that in blueprint we have to make a specific structure. Otherwise, building cannot stand. With on that note only, same like that, in English grammar also, we have subject and verb that play a very important role to make the sentence happen, right? So it's very simple rule. The simple rule is, in all the subjects, in all the sentences, verb is used according to the subject's number and person, right? Whenever we are, so if somebody is doing the action, so who is important here? The person who is doing the action. But how are we going to evaluate this, that what kind of verb are we going to use? We know that there are types of verb also, there are types of nouns, so how are we going to put them together? And this whole thing depends on the, on what? It depends on the subject's number as well as the person. So you can see the example in front of you. He comes. First of all, if I talk about he comes, so what is the action here? We can understand. Again, read he comes. So comes is basically the verb that is happening, the action that is happening, and who is doing it? He is doing it, right? So he comes is a sentence, and what can we see? That he is a singular subject. So when he is a singular subject, after that you will see a verb comes. S is added in that. So I think till now we are little bit confused that why S is there with verb. We will come to that part later on. Before that, look at the next sentence, that is they come. Now in they come, they is subject, we know that, and they is also plural. I hope you know the difference between singular and plural. We are listening it from our uh, classes only, that singular, only one person or only one thing, and more than one thing is always plural. So they here is plural subject, and come is a plural verb, right? How come is a plural verb? We are just coming to that thing only. Now let's try to understand difference between verb and noun. So what is the difference between verb and noun? Now, verb, we have already talked that it is action word. Noun is naming word. Anything is named, so it will count in noun. Any naming word, any person, anything, any place, that will come in noun, right? We have always learned that, we all already know that. But why are we looking at it right now? The main purpose that we are looking at it right now is that when we talk about noun and we add s and es in it, it becomes a plural noun. When we add ses in a noun, it becomes plural, right? Now you can see the example in front of you. Look, boy, we know that it's noun. When we added s here, so what it became? It became boys. So boy is singular and boys is plural. Same happened with table. Table, we added s and it becomes tables, right? So table is singular, tables is plural. So we have always learned that chair, chairs, knife, knives, everything, plate, plates, fan, fans. So whenever we are adding s or es, we consider it that okay, now our plural noun is there. So with same thing, plural subject is formed. But there is a twist. And what is that twist? The twist is that when we talk about verb, actually the whole scenario moves around. And what actually happens, that when we add s and es in verb, it actually becomes singular verb, not plural. I'm repeating once more, when we add s and es in verb, it becomes singular, not plural, right? So the whole scenario is changed. When we are talking about noun, so s, we are adding s, then it becomes plural. And when we are adding s in an action word or verb, it is becoming singular. Like you can see the example, come plus s. What does it become? Comes, right? So here, again I'm repeating, come is a plural verb, not singular verb. And when we add s, we are actually making it singular. So if you add s or es in a verb, it will become singular. I hope this much is clear. So what is the agreement here? So agreement basically means there is a contract between both of them. Subject and verb, they both have a kind of contract between them, and they are working according to that. Then only our sentence can be formed. So what is that agreement? That if a subject will is singular, then our verb should also be singular. And if a verb is plural, then sorry, if our subject is plural, then our verb will also be plural. Very simple algorithm is there, but there are so many rules that we need to understand when we make the sentences, right? Let's move towards that. So I will come to the first rule here. There are 10 different rules that we are going to look today, and one of the first rule that you can see here is when two subjects are joined by and, so we use plural verb. Just a minute. So we use plural verb. What is it saying? When you link, when you join two subjects, and we join, I already taught in classes also, and we all also know that when we join any of the words, any of the sentences, we use conjunction, right? So same here, whenever we are linking two subjects, that means singular subject, and we are adding them together, then the kind of verb that we use, it will come plural verb, not singular verb. Example is given in front of you. Ram and Sham are coming. Ram and Sham are coming. Now you can see here that what is the action that is happening? Main action is happening, that is coming, right? And now what are the subjects? There is not one subject, there are two subjects. The first one is Ram and another one is Sham. So when we have joined them together with the help of and, right? It is a joining word, we all know that. And Ram and Sham are coming, not is coming. Actual what happens, we should write, if there will be Ram is coming. If Ram is written alone, then we use is. But here we are using are. And why are we using are? Because there is not only one singular subject, there are more than one subject, and that is two subjects here. It can be more than that as well. So our verb will depend, our verb will come according to the subjects only. So this is the first rule. If you have joined two subjects, then and will come, right? I hope this much is clear. Now I will come to the rule number 2. What does rule number 2 says? If two or more nouns or adjectives are joined, but they talk about only one person, thing, and idea, then use singular verb. I'm repeating once more. Whenever there are two or more nouns and adjectives that we have joined together, but they are talking about only one person, one thing, one idea, then we are going to use singular verb. Try to understand it by example here. My friend, philosopher, and guide has come. Now we know the difference between has and have. Wherever there is singular subject, we use has, and whenever there is plural subject, we use have. We all are aware of it. Now why have, now you can see that there are, if we just read the sentence, then we understand that, look, my friend, one, philosopher, two, three, guide. So there are three words. So we understand here that okay, three words are there, that means three subject, and three subject means we have to put have. No, we have to understand that how is it talking to us, how, what kind of subject is there. Now if you see clearly, you can see that my friend, philosopher, and guide is the same person. we are talking about the same person, not about different person. That's why we have used has, right? Now I will come to the next one, that is slow and steady wins the race. Here you will see that slow and steady both are the adjective, and both of them are actually reflecting one quality, not two qualities. So they are reflecting one quality, that's why they become one subject. And one subject means we have to add s in the verb. Always remember this thing, whenever there is a singular verb, singular subject, add s in the verb, right? This way you can remember. So two things we have seen, that if you join something with and, that means there are more than there are more than one subject. So you have to actually link it with a plural verb. And the second rule that we learned is that if there is any noun or adjective that talks about one person or thing, one person's quality, thing, then what are we going to use? We are going to use singular verb. Here there is one more thing for you, that is you should mark it, that whenever there are uncountable nouns, we actually use them according to the different subject. They symbolize different subject, then we use plural verb. Uncountable nouns, I hope you all know that uncountable nouns are those nouns which cannot be counted. Like happiness, we cannot count happiness. Sad, it is a feeling, we cannot count. Okay, we cannot say that I am feeling sad number 1, sad number 2. I am feeling happy, sad number, happy number 1, happy number 2. We cannot count it. So whenever there is this kind of situation in your sentence, then always use plural verb. Consider both the uncountable noun different, not as one. So poverty and misery come together. So poverty is a different noun and misery is a different noun. We have linked them together, and we have linked them together with the help of come, right? It is the verb that we have linked them together with. I hope this much is clear. Now I will come to rule number 3. If two subjects are joined by, as well as, with, along with, unlike, no less than, nothing but, we use singular verb. I will repeat this because there are so many words, you will actually get confused. Okay, it is a list that you have to remember. It cannot be okay. We will think about it and okay, done. It cannot be done like that. Try to understand that if two subjects are joined by, as well as, with, along with, unlike, no less than, nothing but, we use singular verb. Whenever these words will come in your sentence, you have to remember that you have to use singular verb, not plural verb, right? Look here, Ram as well as his parents is coming. Okay, Ram as well as his parents is coming. Now if you try to look at this sentence, I told you that Ram one subject and his parents, there are two subjects, but still we didn't use are, we use is here. And why did we use sorry, why did we use is here? Because it is mentioned that first subject will matter here, and with, along with that, something is happening. So there is a word as well as, and I told you that as well as, rule number 3 says, if this word is there, then you have to use singular verb. Same thing is happening in the next sentence. The captain along with the sailor was drowned. We used here was. Why did we use was here? Because along with is mentioned in the sentence, not any other word. Done. After this, I come to the rule number 4. What does rule number 4 say? If article is used before first person, that means only one person or thing. Therefore, we use singular verb. Let's try to understand this. I hope you all know what is article. So article, if I say in simple language and in grammar also, the first topic that you must have learned is a and the. Okay, so we used to put an in front of a, e, I, o, u. And if a, e, I, o, u is not there, then we used to put a. A boy, an elephant, an egg, an umbrella, right? A toy. So we used to put a word a. So what does article symbolize? Article actually tells you about singular or plural. If this thing is singular, then we used to put a or an, right? Or we used to put the when it is very famous thing. So leave the here. I am talking about a and an here. So, but it is saying that if article is there before first subject, that means only one person or thing. Example, try to understand from the example. A white and brown gown was bought by her. I want you to focus on two things here. What is the subject and what is the verb? Please read this sentence. A white and brown gown was bought by her. I hope you have read this. Now, what is the subject here? The subject is gown actually. And what is the verb here? Was brought. Okay. So was bought is the verb here. And why are we using was here? Look, in rule number first, you learned that whenever there is and in between, you have to use plural verb. But we did different thing. Why did we different thing? Because there is a. A symbolizes here that this gown is only one, not more than one. That's why we have used was here, not were. Try in this next sentence, see here, white and brown gowns were bought by her. Now there is no a in front of it. So what does it symbolize? That it is not one subject. Sorry, it is not singular subject. There it is plural subjects, and that's why we have used were. I hope this much is clear to you all. Now, in this scenario only, but if different articles were used for the different subjects, then use plural verb. One thing is, if one article is used, then you will use singular verb, but different articles is used. When we are joining the words, different articles are used. Then what are we using? We are using plural verb. Like the director and the producer have come. We know has we use for the singular verb and have we use for plural verb. Now the director and the producer have come. So we have used the article the here. And the director and the producer, it symbolizes there are two people, not one people, not one person, sorry. So if there are two people, then we have to use have, not has. Let's come to the next rule, that is rule number 5. And it says when two subjects are joined through neither nor, either or, not only but also, nor or, then verb will come in accordance to the subject. I have already told you this in classes also, and if, what are we saying here? We have already read conjunctions, and conjunctions basically are they join two sentences. So what are they saying here? That if you are joining two subjects through conjunction, you have to use verb according to the subject. That what is subject actually symbolizing, right? So here are the example. Neither Ram nor Sham has come. Now we know that neither nor, either or, they both give us choice. So whenever we are provided choice, that means we are only using one subject. So whenever we are using one subject, that means the verb will be also singular only. One subject means, that means singular subject, and singular subject means singular verb. So neither Ram or Sham has come. Another statement is either Ram or his friends have come. Now you will see that these both were singular subject. That's why we use singular one. Now he is saying either Ram is singular subject, and his friends are plural subject. So we have to choose in between them, and we have chosen that his friends are plural. So we have used have. The sixth rule says some noun are plural in form, but their meaning is singular. So we use singular verb with them. Try to understand that there are some of the nouns that we always say that are plural. Like the headphone I am wearing, we always say headphones. No, we do not say headphone, right? Because it always comes in pair. With like that only we call jeans. We do not call jean, right? So jeans, why do we call it jeans? Because it always comes in pair. And jeans does not mean I have so many jeans. I always say that I bought a new jeans. So if I say I bought a new jeans, so a represent one jeans only, right? So there are some words, there are some nouns that always are written and always spoken in plural only. So we use s in with them always, and but they are always singular, not plural. So like if you all there is a subject, your favorite subject, I think, so that is maths. We never say math, right? It will always be said as mathematics or maths. So why do we add s here? It we always say it as, but it symbolizes only one subject. Maths is not so many subjects, it is only one subject. So like this, there are some words that are that we actually you add s with them, but it is singular. So we use singular verb with them. Like mathematics is an interesting subject. Politics is not my cup of tea. Mathematics and politics both are singular subject, so we have used singular verb. Now I come to rule number 7. So the verb should be in accordance to the main subject of the sentence. Now it is very tricky sometimes to understand what is subject. It is easy for me to say, okay, it is doer of the action, sorry, doer in the sentence. The We are talking about it, but we need to understand that how what is the subject in a sentence. Like the quality of apples is good. Read this sentence again. The quality of apples is good. Now when you will look at it, you can see that if somebody normally sees it, we would understand that apples is the subject here, and apples is plural. Then why did we use is here? So we need to look again. What are we actually talking in the sentence? We are actually talking about, we are not actually talking about apples, we are talking about quality of apple. And quality is again singular. That's why we have used is with the subject, right? Now, next is he and not his parents is guilty. Now we just try to remember rule number 1. In rule number 1 I said that when we join two subjects, then we use and here, right? And we have to use plural verb. But here what we have done, we have actually used is here, because we know who is the culprit, and that's why we are using singular verb here, that is. Next rule is with collective noun, always use singular verb. What is collective noun? When there is group of something. So whenever there is group is considered as one, not as plural, no more than one. So that's why we use is with it. The examples are given in front of you. The herd of cows is grazing in the field. The committee has taken decision. So the committee and herd of crowd actually tell you about only one group. The ninth rule is each, everyone, someone, somebody, nobody, none, one, any, more than one are singular, right? Whenever you see these words in any sentence, consider it as one singular subject, not more than that, and automatically use singular verb. right? Each student has come, each boy and each girl has come. So whenever you see these words, what you have to do, you actually have to use singular verb. And the last one is, some nouns are always used in the singular form. These are uncountable nouns. We don't use a or an article with them. So we earlier talked about uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are those nouns which are actually those nouns which cannot be counted, right? So and we do not use a and an in front of them. Example are in front of you: hair, luggage, baggage, knowledge, money, work, and fuel. All words are always written like this. We do not use s. We do not say hairs. Hairs is wrong. Knowledge, it's wrong. Monies, it's wrong. We always say money. So they are always plural, but we never add s or es in them. So we have to use singular verb with them. Singular verb with them. Done. So these are the 10 rules that we have studied. 10 rules about subject verb agreement. I hope you understand it clearly. Thank you so much.